Welcome to the Trading Lounge, where I try to take $1,000 to $100,000 as fast as I possibly can, as safe as I possibly can, via day trading. As a relatively new day trader, dare I say rookie day trader, we started this challenge back in December. It's been a few months now, and we've had some green days, some red days. The market is definitely in a downturn. Slowing down and heating up a little bit today, actually. We'll show you the gauge there. But we have a no trade day today, at least for now. We've got some NVIDIA earnings coming. We shouldn't be trading that, but we might get a little froggy. And yesterday we had a couple of stocks pop off in the after hours that are kind of don't fit my rule set. In they're penny stocks, but they were low float. They were hard to borrow. I traded on my Roth account, but not on this account. And so we might see a little bit of activity today at when the market closes at 1 p.m. So I will try and trade this account then. And if I win some money, I will update you guys in tomorrow's video. So yesterday we did make a trade. We lost money. I believe it was like $26 or something like that. Yeah, we'll call it $25. I forgot to update my chart, but I think it was like $25 that we lost yesterday. And that's really unfortunate. There was only a couple stocks yesterday that I could trade, to be honest with you, in the morning. And I kind of fumbled the trade, and then I let another one pass me by. And then this morning, there was one or two of them that maybe there was an opportunity there. Maybe only one. There really was nothing this morning. You're going to see most traders probably had a no-trade day today, probably a no-trade day yesterday, and honestly, a no-trade week for most low float, small cap volatility traders, which is what we're trying to do on this account. But let's get to some of the stuff here. Let's pull up the account. I actually traded this. I had this up because I was working on a video for a buddy of mine. I actually traded this morning on the Roth account. XWEL. You'll notice something different here. We're using a different charting system. I actually was getting quite frustrated with WeBull charts because, as a viewer on YouTube pointed out, it was either on YouTube or in my Discord channel, there was discrepancies in the WeBull charts compared to other charts. And so I started really researching this and pulling up charts and old trades and looking at Thinkorswim charts and looking at TraderView charts, and I was seeing a discrepancy. I was seeing red candles on the other two charts and green on WeBull, or green on WeBull and red on the others. Different opening and closing prices. Just some discrepancies. And it kind of makes me just a little meh about this platform kind of anyway. Like, I've already haven't been comfortable with what's been going on. And so yesterday I actually switched the charts over and to this setup, and I liked it. I didn't trade on this account yesterday. I traded on the Roth yesterday, and I did enjoy just having these charts, and it makes it easy because the scanner that I've been using is this Warrior Trader scanner for the most part. I also use Momo scanner, MOMO screener.com scanner as well, because it catches things a little bit earlier at times. But this is the primary scanner that I have been using. It's got a nice small cap high day momentum. This has been hot today. In my opinion, today has been the hottest day so far in the last couple weeks for small caps. And this is the running up scanner. So this is anytime something is running up real fast in price, it'll like bling, 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 and I'll take a look at it. And if it fits the criteria, we get in there. This is low float top gainer. So the float right here is the amount of shares available to be traded on the marketplace. We like to go low float. That is the supply. And the demand would then be some breaking news pops, which is like where these little flames are. And then the volume creeps in. This is relative volume. The volume starts to creep in, and you pop open the level 2, and you see a lot of people buying and selling. That creates the demand. And then we have top gainers. Always nice to see what's going on in the marketplace. And then the chat, Warrior Trader chat over here, is always nice to have. But that's the scanner that I've been using primarily. And then also this scanner right here, which, let's see if I can kind of get this to kind of zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So this scanner here is the Momo screener scanner right here. And I like it because it catches things a little bit earlier. I think it's looking for things that are up 3% or something like that. So sometimes something will pop and I'll pull it up and I'll be looking at it. There's not a whole lot of action. I'm waiting. And then all of a sudden on the Warrior Trader scanners, it starts to go bing, 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 but I'm already watching it, right? So it works as long as my eyes don't get drawn away into something else, which, happens a lot of times. And then this is the gauge, the small cap gauge. Someone asked me what the difference was between this gauge and the gauge that's provided on here. Let me see if I can add the widget. I'm trying to remember what widget it was over here. Let's see if I can get this added in real quick. I think it was under, what was it? Brokers, time and sales. It'll come to me. It's going to just under general, screeners, market overview. So in this market overview section here, let's see if I can get them both on the same screen temporarily. Yeah, in this market overview section of WeBull, they have this market sentiment, and I didn't know this was here. This is actually kind of, I think what this is telling me is that these are the amount of stocks that are on a downward trend today compared to yesterday. Or this could just be for yesterday. I don't know. This is the stocks are on an upper trend. So you're basically looking at the imbalance between this red line and this green line. And I don't know if this is real time. Like when I looked this up, it said this was reporting for yesterday, but I don't know. Yesterday when I looked at this, the red was way more over here, right? And so, but there's this gauge right here, and it shows right here it shows that he was wondering if this is the same as this. They are actually not the same. The numbers are close. I've noticed over the last couple days. But what's nice about this gauge is it updates live. You can see it moving right now, actually. When it started the day, I forget what it was at. It was pretty low. And then as volume is happening on small caps or whatever that Trey has this thing built for, this thing kind of moves. And this is, to me, this is the most reliable part about the scanner. The rest of the scanner, I don't really use much. Other people do, but I have some other things that I prefer, and that's just for me personally. But I do love this gauge. I don't think there's anything else on the marketplace like this. I've looked around. There might be another one. If you find one, please let me know. But this is a live gauge of, it's probably taking what would normally make the gauge stick. So what's normally this one here is for the entire market. But whatever this is doing, this one's probably doing for small caps and doing it live. And very interesting. So it tells you, I looked up this one and it's for the previous day. And you can see here it says previous week, previous month. And it says investors are fearful of the market, which may suggest that the market is undervalued or oversold. This can be a time for caution or opportunity. Okay. And yesterday it was at 26. And then based on what happened yesterday, it is now at 30. And I think it's going to be higher, actually, tomorrow. So that's pretty rad, actually. And then last month, it was at 43, neutral. Last month was a good month. So, and then the month before that, I think I was looking at the data. You can look at the historical data of this online. And for December, it was higher than that. So, which coincides with, like, I started this account in a time where the market was kind of buzzing a little bit in small caps, and now it's been kind of dead. And I've certainly felt that. And I've learned a lot through that process, lost a little bit of money, but now we're no trade days, smaller position sizes, really trying to make sure that I protect my capital. And yesterday, the money I lost yesterday, $25, I was only trying to lose a max of $15 on that trade. But it dropped down so fast, I got out, and I got a little bit of slippage. And it just didn't quite work out the way I wanted. But you know what? Was comfortable with the trade, and that loss is not that big of a loss compared to some of the losses I've had over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel good about it. And today I felt pretty good about a no trade day, so it's interesting how some of that stuff starts to build confidence, and my hope is that carries over. A lot of watching today. And so anyway, that's the difference between, this meter and this meter. I really love Trey's meter, to be honest with you guys. Every once in a while I can get skewed if there's one stock that's a small cap stock that's like running up like crazy, like, I don't know, 300-400%. But I mean, I think he's made some changes to that because that's not happening with XWEL, which would be one of those stocks that might skew the bar just by itself, the meter just by itself. But it seems to be doing okay. So let's get that off the screen, get that resituated. I'm not trading right now, so I could have just minimized that, but I got to put it back in its place. And then we will just move this back over. Let me get rid of this because I don't want it to be here. Remove that. And so how we built this out to use different charts is we just moved. This is what I got going on here. The orders. This is the quotes window. My typical Turbo Trader widget. The level, the time and tape, and then the level 2. And WeBull's level 2 and tape is, I don't know, it's just not the best, but we're gonna keep working through it. And currently, you can see I have set this to $400. So I think on this account, I have with the very public with the information on this account. So I'll just pull that up real quick. On this account, we have right here $2,961. This has been almost up to $4,000. We lost a little bit of money in the last few weeks. That's why we're trying to tone it down a little bit and learn some lessons. And so what I did is I said, okay, I want to just do $400 to $500 chunks every time I buy something. And I might tap it a couple times if I'm really confident, or I just tap it once, which is what I've been doing. Anyway, and then I just move it over. I just kind of move it off the screen because this is what works for me right now. I couldn't get it to work the way that I want, so I moved it over here off the screen, and it just kind of positions it exactly right in there. And then what's nice about using the Warrior Trader charts is that when anytime you get an alert on Warrior Trader, there's some other stuff I was looking at, if anyone's curious. NVIDIA has earnings later today, and I plan on my Roth account trading the inverse ETF. So if it's going up, I'm going to trade the ETF that is the bull, the opposite version. And then if it's going down, I'm going to trade the ETF that is the opposite of that. One of those things. Let's so anyway, if you pull this up and you click on let me do this. Here we go. And you click on a stock, like I'll click on you. The quote happens down here on the bottom, but what happens is that if you have their charts loaded up, it automatically opens up the chart. So I'll do another one. We'll do CIO. So all my charts just changed. That's really nice. So then all I have to do is come in here and just type CDIO. And the habit I'm getting into now is no matter what is in this window, I am trying to, I'll type it in. So if I click on a stock to even look, like one just popped up, KZ, what time is it? Yeah, KZIA. I just type it in here, KZIA, and that way it's up and ready for me if I decide to trade it. Anything that's in this area, I always type it in here no matter what. Just to get in the habit of typing in, because my fear is that I'll put something in here, like I'll be looking at this and then something will pop up and I'll get excited and see on my 1 minute chart that I want to buy, and I'll try to buy it and I'll have bought a different stock. And that would suck. But anyway, let's talk about a couple of these trades that we did yesterday, or we attempted yesterday. I think it was CDIO. I wish I wouldn't have traded it yesterday. Let's back this 1 minute chart up. It was yesterday during right here. This is where I traded it. Right in here is where I traded it. And where's my 10-second chart as well? 10 seconds up here. Let's fold this over. I think this will be important. That was yesterday, and then this was pre-market right in here. Let's back this up. Right up in here. Where were you? Right in this range. Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning. I think I've written down as 8:05. 8:32. Okay. So 8:32. Give me a second while I get my bearing straight, because I think that would have been 5 o'clock my time. 8:32. Yeah. So 5-ish o'clock. Oh no, on these charts I don't have a change. So it is 8:32. Great. Okay, great. All right. So 8 in the morning. All right. So this is what I saw. Now, this is one of the reasons why I decided to move to these charts, because it's showing the data differently than on WeBull, unfortunately. And so I'm familiar with the stock. It's been kind of blinging the scanners a little bit here. You can see on the daily over here, it's been doing some things, been active over here, right? And so I'm familiar with, I've seen it, I've traded it, and it hits the scanners. There hasn't been much to trade, and I told myself, like, I really want to stick to what I have written down here, which is 5-cent risk reward. Account max, the max, I want to make sure to mute that. The max, one sec, it's kind of annoying. Account max 100, so I'm aiming for $100 a day if I can, and then the max risk on a trade is $15, and the profit target is, max loss is 100, for the day, $15 on a trade because I'm thinking of $400 or $500, and then the profit target of $100. Now, that's just something that I've chosen to do. And then I also said I want to be very disciplined with getting out if it doesn't work. And I also want to be very disciplined, and I did it today, very disciplined to only pick a stock that is from a micro pullback or a bull flag. And I want it to be red candle. So a candle over candle, micro pullback is what I'm looking for. And for just to kind of a little refresher here on what that is, let me pull this down. I do have a good example. Actually, I'll have a good example to show you guys live, actually. Let me put that back up. Where is that? Right here? Yeah. So here's an example of probably when, we'll just use this chart. So the scanner, I get the alert up on this candle here, and then I watched this pullback happen right here. This is on the 1 minute time frame. And then I should have got in right here at 335. This thing pumped up to 350, and you get out. And that would have been a pretty wonderful trade. Unfortunately, I did not do that. I instead, you can see there's not another opportunity here to get in. That was the opportunity to get in on a 1 minute, on what I was trying to do with the red candle. But what I was seeing, still stuck in my 10-second candle kind of ways, was I was seeing this. So that first pullback that you saw, that little tiny one was right here. And then this is where this thing shoots up to 350. I saw this little guy right in here. This little pullback right in here. And I saw this one open and move above it. And so I got in thinking that this would continue to go over 50 cents. And it flushed right back down. And I got out for a loss. Now, that's back to thinking that I want to be more focused on 10-second charts. But really, we really want to commit. I really want to commit to 1 minute charts. So the next stock, I traded that and I lost, $25. It was really unfortunate. And there was an opportunity to get in there. I need to get in earlier if I want to make that trade. And then the other one that popped on, there's a few others, but the one I was really looking at for this account was Rhyme, which we've talked about a couple times now over the last few weeks, because this one has also been pretty active, and it popped up yesterday right here. Let's see. And the 1 minute chart is just a really good example. I think the 10-second chart's a really good example too, because again, I'm trying not to look at the 1 minute chart too much, but it was really hard not to do it on this one. Why isn't this working? There we go. Where are you? Is this 10-second chart? Yeah, right here. Right here, right? February 24th? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, okay. So I'll show you guys. Oh, yeah, this is really good. So here we go. Let's open up the 1 minute chart real quick. It's pretty easy to see. It started this right here. This is the 1 minute chart. Is it the 1 minute chart? 1 minute time frame? Yes. So alert comes up. You get this little pullback. Is this the 1 minute chart? Hold on. How do I tell on this screen? Is there a time on here? I see this, but let's do this real quick. 10-second, 1 minute. Okay, just want to make sure we're on the right chart. So this thing shoots up, and we get this nice little pullback right here, and then this candle goes above it. You could get in there. There was this topping tail here, though, but if you would have got in and respected your stop, this would have been a really good play. And then shoots up right here. I took a picture of this, actually. I took a picture of this on WeBull, and it actually looks slightly different, which is kind of wild. Let's do this. But I was going to kind of use this as an example of something I probably should have traded. You had this thing come up. We had a nice pullback right here. We have this green candle that crosses over the top of here. You enter this at whatever that is. You get out for a little profit, quick 10-cent profit, or if you wanted to, you could stay in. This candle open, runs up. By the way, if you decided to take a little 10-cent profit right here, you could, and then this candle opened and went right above here, and you could get in right there for a really nice little pop. And then there's another little pullback. This pullback doesn't really pull back. This isn't really a pullback here, but you did have an opportunity to trade that run right there. And I jotted that down as something that I wish I would have traded. I saw it, and on the 10-second chart, I think it's important to show this here. This is another reason why I almost went in, is because what I was seeing was this initial rip, and I saw, I think it was like 210 or something. Yeah, right here. I saw all this little like bull flagish like pullback stuff happening right here, and I saw this top right here at like 210. And I was like, man, if this thing gets over 210, and there was another one kind of down here, like it could continue to go. I think it was this one down here actually, right down here. I was seeing this one down here, right down here. I'm like, if a green candle goes above that line, I think it's going to do really, really, really wonderful things. And again, you get it around $2, you get out over 210. There's another pullback right here. You know, there is a couple opportunities here to make a little bit of money. I thought it was a good example of one that I could have potentially taken, and I didn't take it. And I just, because I was nervous from the first trade I made in the day, I didn't want to mess up again, which is unfortunate. But ultimately, like I was telling my wife the other day, ultimately, we got to get back on the horse. I don't want to make really bad decisions, right? I want to make good trades. But let's make sure we're trading on the Roth account. Let's make sure that we're keeping position size low enough on this account where we get in, right? And I think had I not gotten in early on, had I not done the CDIO one, I think I would have probably got in on Rhyme there. So let's look at today's. There was a couple of stocks today. INBS popped up at 846, so 546. INBS. Now, I did not trade this. I know that there was some people today that traded this. I did not trade this. And was this today? 25th. Yeah, right here. Man, on the it's just kind of hard to see. Like, there was an alert here, right? There's no red candle pullback here. Now, technically speaking, you got a pullback right there and a pullback right there, and there's a candle that opens and does shoot up past those. But man, it just didn't fit the criteria. And if you pull up the 10-second chart, like this is when it's peanuts out here, man. Trying to find like stocks to trade, it's crazy. Right here. Still learning these charts, but like, look at this. So you could see like there's a little bit of action right here, and I thought about a spot that maybe you could get in. No, yeah, this was the one I actually thought about maybe you could get in, but it was only off the 10-second chart. You see these little pullbacks, which are those topping tails you saw on the 1-minute chart, and then I think this was like 495 was like a line here, and I'm like, oh man, like if a 1-minute candle can cross over this line and you could get in and get out, but so that'd been like 490 and it went up to like 520. You would have had to be pretty quick, but you could have done it. I don't know if it would have been the right move. And then the other stock today, there's only two, was which I just don't think I would have traded this one. AIDX. This one hit the scanner, and I was fairly certain that I was not going to trade this. Because as you will see, let's move this over here. This is what we're looking at. I mean, this is it's slim pickings out here. Like it's very difficult to trade small cap, low float, volatile stocks right now, because there's not many opportunities. So you got some options, and so like I'm really was looking for a very specific opportunity today, and I printed this out from yesterday. And this is the Rhyme, what I just showed you. So I was kind of looking for this setup. I wanted a little pullback / bull flag setup that I could easily identify, and a green candle to open and go, like above it, like right there. That's what I was looking for, and I just didn't see it. Not really. So it's no trade day. And that's okay. But this chart, like, is this even really a chart? I mean, like, so this thing pops up on the scanner right here. I don't even know why I'm looking at this. Is this right? This can't be. Is this right? Let me back up. Am I looking at the right time frame? Hold on a sec, guys. No. Okay. I'm like, dude. Whew. Okay. I'm like, that's not it. There we go. But this is still not great. So this thing hits the scanner. This is all in 1 minute. It hits the scanner. As it's going up, some people got in. I did not get in. It shoots up. There's a bunch of buyers, the bunch of action, a bunch of resistance at 11, and it just flushes right down, and boom. And there's people who lost some money on this bad boy. I'm telling you right now. If you were, what's the term called when you like copy someone in trading, you mimic trading other people or whatever? If you traded this because someone else was trading it and you were watching them, you might have lost a lot of money right here. I'm telling you right now. Because it was fast. And if I pull it up on the 10-second chart, you'll see how quick this was. And I mean, I feel like I could have been quick enough to do it, but just in the market that we're in, I didn't want to do it. So the alert comes on this candle, this 10-second candle right here. So I mean, there's definitely people who got in at 230, 240, 250, certainly around like 290, like as this candle. So the volume creeped in real fast. You can see these candles right here. This is really, really good volume. Basically, have nothing. All this volume and the price kicks in. The scanner is bing, 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 bing. So you can be like me and you can wait for a 1 minute candle pullback, which I'm trying to do, or you can get in a 10-second candle pullback, or you can get in early and try to get it early. Now, I think a few weeks ago I probably would have just got in this and tried to get like 10 cents and get out, which could have maybe happened today, but I feel great about following my rules. But this is how fast this happens. This happened in 10 seconds. It went from $9 to $9.80 in under 10 seconds, and then it flushed, and it went right up there towards 11 and shot right back down and came down really fast. So you had to be so quick on the trigger because you're getting it in late on this candle. So you probably only saw like maybe 5 seconds of this candle if you're quick, maybe even only a few seconds. You get in a few seconds, you get out a few seconds. Like I said, my average trade I think is like it's definitely under 10 seconds on this account. At least before I switched to WeBull. So, we're working on that. But so we could have done this, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. So it's a no trade day there. And then I did not adjust the data for the challenge. Matter of fact, I didn't even start the server. What kind of YouTuber am I here? Let's start the server. I'm trying to hit exit. Hopefully there's nothing on here that on my desktop you guys shouldn't see, Let's start the server. Good, my IP address isn't showing there. Oh, you can't see anything anyway because I don't have the camera set up right. And then, let me pull this up. 1, 2, 3, is it on 8? Let's see. We'll wait. We'll do that next time. But let's do the data. And, all right, so it started out with $1,000. We added $1,200 when things were going really well. I think we've lost like $1,000 of what we've gained, probably a little bit more than that. And I did not update this for yesterday, so the P&L is $25 less than what you see right here, and the win rate will be a little bit lower. We've participated in 38 trade days, and we have won 38 trades, and we will that win rate will be down just a tad. But as you can see, the graph isn't going in the right direction. But we're working through it. We're working through it, and I think we're on the up and up here for sure. Anyway. We'll be back tomorrow. The gauge is moving, which makes me happy. So if I trade today at 1 o'clock, I will update you guys tomorrow on that. And hopefully we've got NVIDIA earnings this afternoon, which could have some kind of play on the market. We've got 45 minutes till that happens. So I probably won't post this video until after that, just to make sure that I'm like really focused. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow. Stay green.